let's chop it up. We's on ready to go right at 11:40 a.m. Central Standard Time. Welcome back to Fannon International Boxing Channel. And what a great way to start the show with Player Made for Life. Said, salute to the Don. Caught my first live while at the job, but if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's a motherfucking duck. Got that right, my man. Player Made for L. Loving that super chat. Sean Smith was good. Said this fight needs to happen. I'm behind Thurman in this fight. I like Crawford a lot, but Thurman is my favorite welterweight. Yeah, man, I said that on the video, dude. It's a return of, dude, it's people need to stop underestimating Keith Thurman, man. Dude was dormant. And he's got a fan base, man. So that shit that B0MAC said, man, we'll get into it in a second, man. But B0MAC, hey, dog, I respect B0MAC. You know, I respect B0MAC. I respect Terence Crawford. But sometimes, dog, you pop off the lip. You pop off of the lip and say some shit that's so easy to counter. It's so easy to counter with your own actions. It's tough. But much love in that super chat to Player Made for Life. Fastlane Jones, what's good? He says, it's been a long time, been going through a lot of personal issues. I'm sorry to hear that, man. But glad to be alive in the chat room, OG. Yes, sir, Fastlane Jones, let's give you a big ball because it sounds like you having one of them 2020 years, dog. Fastlane Jones, you've been having a 2020 type of year. Here's a gong for you, man. Welcome back. And may you have a better 2021. And by the way, if anybody is Muslim, happy Muslim New Year. And for the sake of this year, I am going to adopt a Muslim. I'm going to adopt the Muslim New Year because I want 2020 over badly, dog. So today is the Muslim New Year. So the Muslims are out of 2020. If you're Islamic, you're out of 2020. Okay. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. My son is listening to music and I'm not quite used to this, so I got to tell him to turn his music down. Hold on a second. Man, my son is in here jamming, dog. Like, I like his music too. This young kid, the baby and all them, and whoever this he's listening to, I like these kids, man. I like them. Maybe I just haven't been listening to a lot of music lately, but I like them, man. But my son is jamming, and my son is jamming. I had to tell him turn that music down a little bit just because it's distracting me. Usually I like to hear it. Kevin's got me, man. What's good, Kevin? What's good, man? I'm always happy to see you, Kevin Godby. I really am, dude. I think the first couple chats that you were on, man, you really showed a lot of love for the channel, man. And I just want to tell you, dude, that I remember that. I know that not everybody can super chat all the time, and and I don't insist on it, or it's good. I appreciate it if you do it. If you don't, I understand. But one time, dog, you really just for like a couple weeks, dude, I was like, when I didn't have a lot of people in the live or not as many people as come now, dude, you really were very encouraging in one show, man, and over like a week or two. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. So whenever I see that green tree, dog, I'm like, Kevin Godby. I said, Byron Bradley said, Fannon, your true subscribers are in the chat. Let's get it, bro. Oh, yeah. Well, usually it's about 150 I think is real dudes. I think about 30 short. But I'm going to get in it because some people are still over by hold on one second. Ooh, let me hit that mute. Let me see if I'm gonna start going full throttle when Trail Boxing Talk is off. But Black Fight Fan gotta wrap up the show, and that's not always easy to do that at a specific time. So they're still running right now. So I'm gonna wait just a couple more minutes. They should be off sometime before 12 o'clock. Oh, don't get rid of it. Don't get rid of it. No, Victor Herrera, don't do that. I'm going to put it up again. Oh, let me put it up here again. I needed to start some shit today, dog. We got a couple people. So look, where'd it go? I put it up there for you. Hey, ho, I put it up there for you. Okay? I put it up there in a tweet. I put the language up there for you. So you don't think that you got deleted. I got time for you today. I got time for you today. So the LDBC are laughing stock of boxing? Really? That means everybody's talking about us? Is that what that is? It's funny, dog, how I keep being a laughing stock, but everybody's money keeps going up. Everybody's subscribers keep going up. Everybody's content keeps getting better. Everybody's happy. People, we got BFTB. You tried to, BFTB was a laughing stock, wasn't he? And all of a sudden, his fucking chat went, when you thought he was a fucking laughing stock, went up from 100 to over 200 per live stream. Motherfuckers like to laugh, apparently. They like to laugh and they like to hit the like button. Obviously. You laughing at me, hit the like button, hit the dislike button. Let's see if we can get 200 dislikes. So y'all clowns can know me exactly which ones y'all think or y'all are laughing, are in here listening. You motherfuckers ain't laughing about shit. LDBC been killing y'all. Killing you. Killing you. And you got to respond. Dog, we got bodies now. There's a real debate about whether or not we got Paulie Malignaggi fired. Oops. You can claim we don't. We didn't. And maybe we didn't. But you know damn well everybody that was involved in the decision of firing Paulie Malignaggi's ass knew what we were saying. Laugh at that. Oh, I can't hear Paulie talking. He got his ass thrown the fuck out. Oops. Can't hear Paulie laughing. Can't hear Paulie laughing. We got a body, dog. Shut up. I think we got two, quite honestly. I think we got two, actually. I won't say who the other one is because I'm just not that type of person. But, and I wouldn't have said Paulie. But other people are those type of people and will tell you that the LDBC got his ass fired. I don't know that to be true. I just know that at the exact time we were telling them to fire him for doing a bunch of shit that been pissing us off, his ass got fired. I don't know, man. Maybe 100,000, a couple 100,000 views on shit telling you to get the fuck out might actually have some effect. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Because I don't know. I don't work for Showtime. But I'll tell you what. We know y'all didn't do nothing. We know y'all just popping. Y'all just pop because they don't even know who the fuck you are. You can laugh at us, but they don't even know who you are to laugh at you. They don't even find you funny or interesting at all. Who are you? What group are you affiliated with? Because if it's not Top Rank, if it's not PBC, if it's not Matchroom, if it's not Queensberry, you ain't fucking as big as the LDBC. We are not on YouTube because we killing y'all on YouTube. Killing you on YouTube. Killing you on YouTube. All of you. Ring. Killing you on YouTube. I think you got a live stream now. I think Ring Magazine probably got a live stream going right now. Where the people at, though? Where the people at, though? Where the people at, though? Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly, dog. Paulie, who's Paulie? I don't know. The guy, a guy that used to work for Showtime. A guy that used to work for Showtime. That's who Paulie is. Yo, Fannon, the big dog don't go looking for smoke with the little dog. Little dog be doing most of the yapping. Fuck them dudes. Yeah, pretty much. Arf, arf. But it's fun, though, dude, because I can be a jerk every once in a while, and it's fun to do it. You know what I mean? Because we talk boxing every day, and we have very good conversations, but every once in a while, it's important that you don't get it twisted. We see what's going on with boxing, just like you do. We know who has the influence and who does not. We know who that is. And as far as boxing fans go, shut the fuck up, you minor and insignificant. Fuck off. Okay? You got professional fighters threatening niggas in the LDBC. So they know who we are. Don't get it confused. Don't get it confused. The reason why Cat got hot is because there's 700 people in the building. There's 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 people going to watch it. Are we lying? How many live streams, how many views live streams, LDBC live streams get throughout the day? 20,000? Something like that? Between 10, 11 shows? Come on, man. Let's not pretend like you don't know what you don't know what the deal is. We're very organized and independent at the same time. We're very knowledgeable about the sport of boxing, and we're very diverse. And we don't always agree with one another, but we almost always know what we're talking about. Even if you disagree. I know not a whole bunch of people in the LDBC don't think that Tyson Fury, all that Glovegate shit was worth talking about. A whole bunch of people don't think that shit. There's a whole bunch of people that don't think talking about Tyson Fury cheating at all was worth the conversation and don't believe it. Dismissive of the idea. So even when you disagree with us, you still have to agree with us because you're only disagreeing with some of us and other ones you disagree with. You are actually part of it and don't even get it. Hold on one second. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, Paulie got mobbed on pretty much. All right, man. Much love in that super chat, man. Hold on, let me go back to it. It disappeared on me. My bad, because I see it. Can I see it this? Stephen Young said LDBC always on point, man. Thank you so much, man. Oh man, we're killing these dudes, man. There you go. LDBC always on point. Much love in that super chat. That's because you guys watch the fights and you guys are boxing fans, for real boxing fans. Because who else besides real boxing fans are going to come talk real boxing every day? Every day. It's not a pass, it's every day. And there's more people in the LDBC than there are people in the media. That's for certain. There's more people in the LDBC than there are in the media, in the mainstream media. Now they have bigger platforms, like ESPN itself is a bigger platform, right? I don't know how big Ring's platform is. I mean, it's known, it's very well known, but I don't know how big their platform actually is. Let's go, man. Daniel Staley, much love in that super chat, man. He says, salute Fannon and to the LDBC. Bud got to get his act together as a pound-for-pound prize fighter. Oh, absolutely. But that brings me back onto the topic. Thank you very much. For bringing me back onto topic. So back on topic, and much love in that super chat. Thank you guys so much. What's good, Marlo Green? Skinny Hardaway, what it do? It's all good over here, man. All good over here. Yeah, Terence. Oh, so back to B0MAC, dude. B0MAC said that Al Heyman. Let me read this, dude. I'm gonna put this on the screen. I think I should put this on the screen. Look at what B0MAC said, man. Hold on one second. It's just B0MAC, you tripping, dog. Like, if this is what he actually said, because I didn't hear it. I see the transcript for it. But I'm going to pull it up. Hold on one second. Hey, thanks, John, for turning that down. Hold on one second. Where is this at? This would be Crawford. All right, here it go. Here it go. All right, so look at this. Oh, Mr. Shelton said, if the LDBC left YouTube, they'd follow. Absolutely, I got them in my. Yeah, of course, they'll follow you whatever platform it is. You know, but YouTube is the platform for boxing. Period. It's where everything is. It's where all the fight tapes are. You know what I'm saying? It's where all the commentary is. It's like you can't do that on Twitter. You can't do that on Twitter, and you can't do that on Instagram. You know, you get a lot of personal messages and things, and you can get information there, but you really don't have the ability. Sir, were you as myself a fan of the Gong Show? Yeah, grew up with the Gong Show. Much love in that super chat. Yeah, Chuck Berry and Jamie Farr, dog, they used to crack me up. Underground Asylum, much love in that super chat. Salute for 9, the best way to spend lunchtime, tuned into the GOAT. Thank you, sir. And much love in that super chat. Thank you so much for your support. So, let me show you. Let me show you guys this. Let me show you this. I hate that I do this because now I feel like I can't go to a fight like a Crawford fight because B0MAC's going to want to slap me. Oh man, it's such a close line, but it is what it is, dog. I'm a boxing fan, and it is what it is. I gotta say what I gotta say. But look at this. Ah man, look at this. Can you see how you can see this? Look, this is what he said. See, and he wrote this himself. So fuck that. This is what he wrote. Now, this is what he wrote. See, if he wanted to fight Thurman, he'll have Al send the contract with a boatload of money. But guess what? He don't have a promoter to put up the money because Al ain't putting up shit. Now, all of you motherfuckers talking shit about Bud fighting, not fighting old sorry ass Thurman. Sit y'all asses down somewhere. The Crawford haters mad. Okay? That, my friend, is the words of Brian McIntyre, the great trainer of the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Terence Crawford. I have to say these things so y'all, just to make sure you understand that I am a fan of Terence Crawford's, okay? I think the dude's a great fighter. I really just want him to do right, okay? Maybe I just need to say it in a positive attitude. Man, all I want you is I want you to do right. Just do right, bud. Do right, okay? You're going to make a ton of money off of boxing fans, okay? You're going to make a ton of money off of boxing fans. You have made a ton of money off boxing fans. Dog, don't belittle boxing fans for wanting to see you fight somebody. It's just the logic is bananas, okay? People, we see you've got the attention of the world. We see what you're doing, okay? We've heard it. But look at this, okay? So what happened to that blank ESPN check though for 9? Oh, you know, it would never blank. Just like, dude, look, man, look. Hey, Fannon, you placed me on timeout. Did I? I didn't mean to. I'm sorry, William Ward. If I did that, that's my fault. I didn't think I timed out anybody. My bad. Or maybe does B0MAC have any fighters in the stable? Yeah, he's got Terence Crawford. He's got Jamel Herring. Does he have Jamel Herring or does he have what's the dude? Maurice Hooker. He's got Maurice Hooker for sure. I think does he have Jamel Herring? But he's got a nice stable. B0MAC got some fighters, man. B0MAC got some fighters. And he'll have more fighters. This is a very good trainer. Very good trainer, dog. So he's going to get more of them. But this right here is crazy, though. Al Haymon, and here's a quiz. It's this part right here. It's because Al ain't putting up shit. He'll send Al the contract. He'll have Al send the contract with a boatload of money. But guess what? He don't have a promoter to put up the money. First and foremost, shouldn't you have a conversation, sit down and have a conversation about the money? Isn't that how you negotiate things? Like, you want to buy something, it costs too much. So you talk to them and figure out how you can get it, how you can pay for it, if you really, really want it. And that's for something that you're buying. This is something where you're getting paid. So you're making money. But shouldn't you have the conversation with him first? Aside from that, Al Haymon, who does that sound like? Because somebody has made the same argument right here before. There's a promoter that said exactly, but in less, Omaha, Nebraska-ish, he said in a little less Omaha-ish, right? He's a little less cussing you out. And he's a far bigger crook. But he said the same thing about another fighter. Can anybody tell me who that is? Can anybody tell me who made this same argument about a fight? In Al Haymon. Can anybody tell me? This is a tricky question, so I'm not going to give you a lot of time. Somebody should be able to see this parallel, though. It's a perfect parallel between what he said and somebody else. There you go, tunnel vision. Eddie Hearn said the same thing. Eddie Hearn said the same thing. Thank you. Jupiter Big Ten said the same thing. He just said about Al Haymon exactly what Eddie Hearn said before. Al Haymon and Shelly Finkel came with $50 million. No, they said it because of the $50 million offer. It's the same thing. Now, Marlon Green, it ain't Bob, even though Bob Arum, I'm sure, has done that before. You know what I mean? Bob Arum will just act like Al Haymon doesn't exist if it ain't right for him. If it don't work for Bob Arum will do so much just to act like, there is no such thing as an Al Haymon. I've never heard of Al Haymon before. Then the next day, we're gonna make the bet on this other fight. Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk to Al. It's easy. It'll take 5 minutes to get the fight done. Al and I will sit down and get it done just like we got done Mayweather Pacquiao done. It'll take 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes. You know what I mean? But what about the Gary Russell Jr. What about the Gary Russell Jr. Lomachenko fight? Never heard of Al Haymon. There is no Al Haymon. It's a fucking lie. What about the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder? Oh yeah, we're gonna get that done. I talked to Al the other day. You know what I'm saying? It just, the motherfucker don't care. Okay, he just don't care what's coming out of his motherfucking mouth. So he'll definitely do that. Oh, Doug. Al Haymon can't pay the bills. Same old argument, different day, despite the fact that the guy puts on them big ass shows. I've been hearing some crazy stuff going on, man. Big Dog Willie said, leave Bud alone, but more importantly, fuck Dillian White. Much love in that super chat. Big Dog Willie. Damon Wester. Keith wants $10 million. He ain't getting that fighting Pac-Man. Way to price yourself out. Sit down and play that flute. Bud, keep doing your thing. Man, hold on. Much love. How about this, Damon Wester? How about, hey, you want 10 mil? No. What about 6? What about 6? Isn't that how you handle that? What about 6? That's why I don't believe the shit. That's why I don't believe it. It's horse shit. Because somebody asked you, you want to fight somebody, say 10 million. What kind? I mean, dude, you some hardcore boxer. I know you know how to say no. How about 6? We can do 6. How much money is in the pot for Vasily Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez? Right? What has it got, like $5 million in the pot for that? So, you know, if it's sitting on regular ESPN, no. But hey, man, hey, why don't we do Fox pay-per-view? It's worth a shot, ain't it? It's worth a shot, ain't it? Ain't it, bud? I'm sure you got a flexible enough deal to allow you to fight on Fox, right? What if you say, hey, I'll do Fox pay-per-view. You guys are doing pay-per-view. Shit, you got Adrian, you got Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz on pay-per-view. Hey, Al, can we do Terence Crawford, Gary Russell Jr. on pay-per-view? Why don't you try that? Why don't you get inventive? Like, if you want to do it, you'll find a bunch of different ways to try to get something done. It's called creativity. You know, like going southpaw. When the guy's on you, switch to southpaw. When a guy asks for too much money, tell him no. And come up with another scenario where you might be able to make money together. But y'all don't want to do that, do you? You just, Gary Russell, dude, for real. Gary Russell Jr., Terence Crawford. Leo Santa Cruz, Gervonta Davis. The fuck is the difference? And that shit's on pay-per-view. You got Jermell and Jamal on pay-per-view. Come on, man. You got Luis Ortiz on pay-per-view on Fox with Deontay Wilder. You can't tell me you can't find a way to get some pay-per-view money up out of Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman was pay-per-view with Manny Pacquiao. The audience already knows him. I'd pay for it. Nigga, you just don't want to fight. How about that? How about that? The reason why he got that fight in Pac-Man, he got that pay. Oh, by the way, said Keith wants $10 million. He ain't getting that fight in Pac-Man. He ain't did. He got that fight in Pac-Man. Or is that Adrian Bronner that got that? Adrian Bronner got that for a non-title fight. I'm sure Keith Thurman got that title. I'm not sure, but I would suspect Keith Thurman got $10 million for Pac-Man. I'm sure he did. But if he got it for Pac-Man, why not do a pay-per-view with Keith Thurman on Fox? Would you buy it? Keith Thurman, Terence Crawford for the WBO championship pay-per-view on Fox? Yeah. Why not? He just had one with Manny Pacquiao on it, and it did well. And Fox would promote it. It's not like it's on ESPN, you know? And it's not like he's fighting Postal. Or he's not fighting Postal. He's not fighting Amir Khan. He's fighting Keith Thurman, who's from the United States, who's got a fan base in the United States. And there's a network, Fox, that's putting money behind pay-per-views. Dude, that fight can happen. That shit just needs to happen on Fox. That's it. That's it. That's it. ESPN got to agree to let Terence Crawford fight on Fox pay-per-view. And if they get if there's a rematch, the pay-per-view goes to ESPN. Because then maybe ESPN will be willing to put it on pay-per-view. But ESPN doesn't do pay-per-view well. You know? Nah, dog, I think he ducking. No, I mean, not ducking. He's conning us. I don't think he's ducking. I think he's conning us. He's like, nah, y'all got to pay me for some more garbage-ass fights that I don't want to see before I give you something you want. So if you thought about it like we're the one paying him the money because we're the ones that have the ESPN subscriptions, he's telling us and ESPN are telling us, nah, we're not. Nah, you got to watch some more fights before we're willing to give you something you want. Because I guarantee you, whatever his next fight's going to be, it'll be Kell Brook. I'll take Kell Brook. But that doesn't excuse his dismissiveness of everything else. Thurman is worth more than Khan, who got $7 million. BS. Absolutely. They just got to put the shit on pay-per-view. Let's just go to Fox. And it's hit or miss. And then, Terrence, look. How about you get your minimum? How about Fox gives you your minimum? The same minimum the same guarantee that you're going to get on ESPN for whatever motherfucker you're going to fight, guarantee him the same amount of money, and then give him an upside of 60 of 60-40 in the pay-per-view. Give him the upside 60-40 of the pay-per-view. You might fuck around and he might fuck around and make way more money. But he also might fuck around and lose, which is, I think, the concern. D-Style Boxing. Much love in that super chat from D-Style Boxing, man. Make sure you subscribe to D-Style. Hispanics causing panic and the squirrel. It's not the squirrel. It's not the squirrel. It's the Squirrel Chronicles. I think it's the Squirrel Chronicles. Two really good series over there on D-Style Boxing. Squirrel Chronicles. Correct me if I'm wrong if it's not the Chronicles. But I thought it was called the Squirrels Chronicles. And also Hispanics Causing Panic, which is a weekly show. William, what's going on, William Waters at Fannon? Did you hear about Tank got some work from a 16-year-old named Lolo Truck, Lorenzo Harris? You talking about Truck, Lorenzo Harris, Truck. I know a Truck Simpson, Truck Harris, but a 16-year-old, nah, I didn't hear anything about it. But I'll keep an eye out for it. Much love in that super chat, mate. Ooh, I hit that shit way too hard that time. Hubble Telescope said, just Googled it. Thurman made $8 million against Pac-Man, but that's his guarantee. Is that his guarantee? Because it was a pay-per-view fight. $8 million could have been his guarantee. And also with the PBC fighters, whenever you hear what they made, there's usually some other things associated with it because that could have been his purse. But let's do the research. Not hard. Keith Thurman. Purse. Heck yeah. Amazing. What the hell happened? Oh, okay. What? Yeah, it just says that Keith Thurman, Nevada State, yeah, that's the purse. He said Thurman will bring home $2.5 million for a guaranteed purse. Manny Pacquiao will make guaranteed $10 million. And then I think it wound up doing like 800. What did it do? Like 800,000 pay-per-views? Something like that. So, I mean, it was a good amount of money for him. So if he wound up making $9 million, $9 million, it could have been somewhere around there. But it's a shitload of money. Now that we know that what he meant, what his guarantee was, his guarantee is 2.5. That's just $1 million off from that's just $1 million off from what Teofimo Lopez is getting. If his guarantee is 2.5, why can't he take he'll take another 2.5 guaranteed on a pay-per-view against Terence Crawford, right? And then give him a percentage of the split. Dog, that shit could be made, man. That's horse shit right there. That's horse shit. They just don't want to have that show. They just don't want that fight, or they don't want that fight on Fox. Because they could just, I mean, it would probably be the second half of next year, but you might fuck around and have a Showtime pay-per-view. But Showtime's doing pay-per-views too. Nah, dog, that's horse shit, man. That shit fly. That shit smells like dungaree. It smells like dung. Smell like dung. J.A. Dixon, much love in that super chat. He said, for such great fighters, Bud has shit pay-per-view numbers and Lomo hasn't been on pay-per-view. That doesn't add up. It pains me, but it may be time to mute Bud. Much love in that super chat. Well, look, man, that's because smoke. You remember when Errol Spence called Bob Arum smoke and mirrors? Dude, that's a smart dude, man. But he's a smart guy, man. Because it's like Bob's all smoke and mirrors. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's on about a 16-year-old. Yeah, nah, I didn't see that. I didn't, maybe he did. Maybe he was working on something. I doubt there's a 16-year-old that's going to beat him in a fight. I mean, where does that go? Is the 16-year-old like some really big kid and it was a sparring match, or somebody trying to say that the 16-year-old, if they fought, Tank is going to beat Tank? Man, I just watched a bunch of Tank fights last night. That motherfucker can fight. Okay, and I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. That dude can fight. That dude can really fight. Really, really fight, man. And I got to go through Leo Santa Cruz's. Hey, thanks, D-Man Jr. I got to go through like all of Leo. Got to go through several of Leo Santa Cruz's fights. But man, that is going to be like, man, he got a serious potential to get banged out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a high probability of a knockout, because that dude ain't even knocking you out with, like, he's got one punch knockout, but that body shots, dog, his body shot game is nasty. His lead uppercut, his lead uppercut to the body. Ooh, wow. He's killing these dudes. Now it was a via fight. It was a via fight, but it was guys that are about the same foot speed and as Leo Santa Cruz. Not as busy as Leo Santa Cruz, but anyway, man, I don't know, man. C. Long said, so if he's guaranteed 2.5, why is he asking for 10? How do I know he's asking for 10? You're saying he's asking for 10. I don't know if he's asking for 10 or not. And if your guarantee is just could be what you're getting paid, but you're going to get paid on the back end. It's a minimum. 2.5 minimum. If he wants to make 10, you got to say, well, how do you make the other 7.5? Well, you make the other 7.5 on pay-per-view. I don't think he's asking for $10 million guaranteed on ESPN. Or how about this? Try this. Ask him and come back to me with the answer. But if you're not willing to negotiate, motherfucker, you don't fight. If you're not willing to negotiate, you don't want to fight. Let me cut to the chase with it. If you're not willing to negotiate, if you don't take the time to negotiate, you're full of shit. You don't want to fight. If somebody tells you they gave you one offer, and you rejected it out of hand and the negotiation's over, the person that did that never wanted to fight. Because you wouldn't behave. If it was something that they wanted, they wouldn't behave like that. They would tell the guy what it is that they can pay, or have discussions about, get beyond the initial offer. Okay, maybe he asked for 10 million because he wanted to stay high, but he was willing to settle for less. Like people doing negotiations all the time, standard negotiation shit. Like, how much do you want for your dresser that I want to buy? Oh, how about 500? No, I can't pay 500, but I can give you 2. Oh, really? No, I can't quite do 2. Well, what can you do? Well, maybe if it came with the, maybe if you threw in that armchair over there, and I could pay like 700 for both of those. Yanks, if you give me a deal on that, then it works. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that works for me. Yeah, no worries. Because I'm having a hard time selling that armchair anyway. So that works. If you give me you give me $500 for this, I'll give you the armchair for 50. How about that? Oh yeah, that works. And then I get my money. You get your dresser and an armchair. What's the problem? If somebody walks up to somebody and says, "Hey, I'd like to buy your armchair for how much is it? $500. No, thank you. I'm leaving. No thanks. That's it. Goodbye." Well, hold on. Well, nah, I don't want to hear shit else you got to say because you said 500. But I could do it for 3. I don't want your 3. I don't want the 3. No, I'm not buying it for 3 because you said 5 to start off with, and you must have been trying to get over on me because we both know that's not worth 5. It's only worth 3. So I mean, it's only, you know, it's worth less. So now you want to give it to me for less money? No. I'm gonna go. You were never interested in this shit to begin with. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Don't act with that corny shit that doesn't even sound like you wanted the fight. Look how insulting he is. And I'll switch back to it. This sound like you talking to somebody that you want to do business with. He don't have a promoter to put up money because Al ain't putting up shit. Al ain't putting up shit. That sounds like somebody you trying to negotiate with and you want to set up a fight with. Does his tone sound like he's open for negotiations? No. He ain't trying to negotiate shit. He don't want the fight, and he don't want to hear y'all asking him to fight anybody other than what he's going to hand you. Period. Period. Does anybody believe he seriously took that, like they took that offer seriously? They're treating it the same way he treated Gary Russell Jr. They don't even want to see the offer for Gary Russell Jr. It's just ridiculous. Man, come on, man. Terence Crawford has proven that he is a top-ranked fighter. There you go. Said Fannon, Thurman made over 8, Manny 20 million. Okay, dude, yeah, I got that. That's cool. Dude, it's a starting point for negotiation. It's not like, does anybody think that Keith Thurman believes that Terence Crawford is making $10 million a fight? Does anybody think that Terence Crawford is making $8 million a fight, by the way? Anybody under that delusion that Terence Crawford is making $8 million a fight on ESPN Plus? Anybody making that? No, you're not. Because you're not. You know what I mean? Hey, what's going on, Troy? Troy Killertainment King in the super chat. Much love in that super chat. Say, yo, if champions ain't fighting champions, none of this matters. If Arrow versus Bud if Arrow versus Manny versus Bud ain't happening, it's all weak. Yeah, that's true, but shit, you got to fight some fucking body. Manny Pacquiao was fighting whoever the fuck Manny Pacquiao's fighting. Danny Garcia, Errol Spence Jr. is fighting Danny Garcia. So unless Bud is going to sit there and not fight anybody, he got to fight somebody. You know, we ain't this ain't fucking tap dance. This ain't tap dance, interpretational tap dance, or you know, it's not a one-man show. Nigga, you ain't Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? They ain't paying you to moonwalk. They paying you to fight somebody. So who you gonna fight? You know what I mean? Who you gonna fight? And by the way, Bud is a champion. So Bud's got to defend his belt against the best fighters. Champions also have to defend their belt against the best fighter. It's not just, you know, it's not completely that it's champion versus champion. Top contenders get shots at belt. And Keith Thurman has done more for a shot at the WBO belt than whoever it is. It's not possible for Terence Crawford to fight somebody more who's not a champion that's more deserving at a title shot than Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman deserves a shot. It's not like the Gary Russell Jr. thing where people are like, oh, Gary doesn't deserve the fight because he's too small. Well, Keith ain't too small. Now you got a different excuse. Now they got a different excuse. Bud is not a champion. He is the champion. No, he is a motherfucking champion. He's a champion. He ain't the champion. He's a champion. How you figure is the champion? What's Errol Spence then? If Bud is the champion, what's Errol? What's Errol Spence? I'd love to see champions fight champions. I'm going to be sitting around waiting until 2021 for that to happen. Ain't no welterweight champion fighting another welterweight champion this year. Fights are already set. I want to see Bud fight. So it's either I got a choice. Either I don't care who he fights because the guy he's fighting is not named Errol Spence and not named Manny Pacquiao. I either got to say, okay, cool. I don't care then, whoever he fights. I don't want to see a fight with him and anybody. I'm not much of a fan of Terence Crawford if that's the stance that I'm taking, that I don't even want to see him fight. Because if it doesn't matter who he fights, if it's not Errol Spence or Manny Pacquiao, then what do I want to see him fight for at all? You know what I mean? I want to see him fight. I don't want to see a fight that I don't want to see. I want to see a fight that I want to see. Now, if anybody else, if you guys aren't fans of Terence Crawford and don't really care to see, don't care either, you don't care enough about Terence Crawford to care who he fights, or you care so much about him that you don't care who he fights, you just want him to win. If you're stuck in between and you want to see a good match, then you want to see him fight somebody that is going to put some amount of mystery into the equation. And we're just not seeing that with Bud. Ain't nothing wrong with it, you know? If Jaron Ennis, say for example, Jaron Ennis becomes, you know, say Jaron Ennis takes the Thurman fight, right? And he beats the piss out of Thurman. Say he beats the piss out of Thurman. He said, I shouldn't. Yeah, I shouldn't, but I do. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be sipping his whiskey that I sipped last night, but I did. You know what I mean? I shouldn't want to get buzzed at the end of the night, but I do. You know what I mean? There's women that walk across the street with big old booties. I shouldn't be looking because I got a wife, but I do. You know what I mean? I mean, hey, man, that's on you, homie. I mean, I can't say I like boxing, dude. I like to watch fighters that don't have belts. I just watched David Benavidez fight Angulo, and there was no belt on the line because David Benavidez lost it. I enjoyed the fight. I'm going to watch Sergey Lipinets fight Abu Karov. There ain't no belt, and I'm going to enjoy that fight. Quiet as kept, I don't think that Gervonta Davis is even a champion because that's some horse shit with that WBA regular belt. So he ain't really fighting. I mean, he ain't really fighting for a championship against Leo Santa Cruz. But I like the fight. I want to see the fight. But if Bud don't fight nobody, his rating is going to do exactly what Bud's ratings are going to do. I would think that Bud would want to fight some fucking body. You know what I mean? Dude, there's no way that this motherfucker shouldn't be having there's no way Bud shouldn't be having major fucking paydays. No reason. He's every bit the talent. And I used to think that it was just an unfortunate situation for him. But when you say you won't fight Gary Russell Jr., you won't fight Keith Thurman, you won't fight, you won't fight Sean Porter, you won't fight, I don't think he said anything about Ugas, you know, you won't fight Ugas. You choose Amir Khan over Danny Garcia, who knocked Amir Khan out. Sweet Tea say you married, not dead. Hell no. Hell no. Ooh, let me see. Yes. Yeah, I'm still going. I want the fight, man. I want the fight, man. I want the fights. I want to see the fights. Why is Crawford letting EJ kick ass and he watching? Because he wants to get paid at the end is the only reasonable explanation for that. Ray Robinson, you won't fight Ray Robinson, but you'll fight. That's the best. I mean, it's like at this point, you literally can go through all of the different reasons that Crawford's camp is given for not fighting somebody, right? So Gary Russell Jr. is too small. That's one fight. That's one reason, right? Can't happen because Gary Russell's too small. Ray Robinson is a nobody. So that's another one, right? Gary Russell Jr. is too small. Ray Robinson is a nobody. Sean Porter's his friend. Keith Thurman wants too much money. Danny Garcia wants too much money. That's 5 different excuses. That's 5 different reasons that he's given for not fighting somebody. 5 different ones. And how many of these are PBC fighters? Gary Russell Jr. is PBC. Danny Garcia is PBC. Sean Porter is PBC. Keith Thurman is PBC. I know when y'all used to be trying to debate me that you told me that the problem was Tim Bradley. I know Tim Bradley said on ESPN the reason everybody at PBC is ducking Terence Crawford. Does anybody remember? Does anybody remember Tim Bradley saying that? I remember Tim Bradley saying that. And all of a sudden, 4 people from the PBC asked to fight him, and then he got 4 reasons for not doing it. So which one is it? You know what I'm saying? Is everybody ducking Bud from the PBC or not? It can't be. Because half of the people there, that's damn near half of them. How many top PBC welterweights are there? Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman. Aren't those, and Ugas? Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, and Keith Thurman are 3 of them. It's half of them. He told half of them no. Dude, how many champions are there supposed to be? Come on. Come on, man. I mean, no. You nigga lost the argument. Let me just cut to the motherfucking chase. Let me cut to the chase. Nigga, you lost the argument. Okay? Y'all lost. You lost. Bud ain't no fucking boogeyman. He ain't acting like the boogeyman. Boogeymen don't have bums running up to him saying, let's fight, and they get off. No. What? You dare fight me? That Gary Russell shit is hilarious. What? You think you should fight me? Terence Crawford? What? The audacity. How the fuck you gonna have that attitude, man? Ray Robinson fight me? You just fought Aegis Kalvanakis. He fought Aegis Kalvanakis. You fought Aegis Kalvanakis. What's the difference? He fought somebody that he drew with somebody you beat. And many people thought he won the fight. He should have been your fucking mandatory. Quite honestly, he should have been your mandatory. But that ain't how the WBO works. Truth of the matter is, he should have been. Ray Robinson should have been your mandatory. But, and watch. He did it for Ray Beltran. He did it for Ray Beltran. Ray Beltran fought Ricky Burns, and people thought that Ray Beltran beat Ricky Burns. And when Bud beat Ricky Burns, he then turned around and fought Ray Beltran. Ray Beltran, who they said many people thought had beat Ricky Burns. Minor difference: the championship isn't involved in the fight, but there's a bunch of people that think Ray Robinson beat Egis Kalvanakis, and you beat Egis Kalvanakis. Hey, Troy, you kind of publicizing now, man. I'll link and support your channel. But that's kind of like the super chat, man. It's kind of for the chat, that type of thing. But I appreciate you. Said, anybody want to go live with me, let me know so I can catch a body. BFTB. BFTB right up your alley. He got a live show go every day. Right there at 4:30. He got about 200 people in there too. Debate him about Bud. It'll be fun. but go ahead and debate Bud. I mean, Troy, dude, it's my opinion, man. It's my opinion, man. Well, I mean, what you want me to say? People keep it at 100. Bud's ducking his ass off, man. It's just Bud's ducking his ass off. But go talk to BFTB. BFTB, you right there. Everybody show up to BFTB today. Troy King could be on BFTB. Oh, that's okay. Thank you, Troy. That's cool. Go to BFTB though. That'll be a great conversation. Go to BFTB. That'd be a great conversation. Where's this next one at? D-Style said Sugar nickname should be retired too. Oh, yeah. No more Sugars. You're talking about me? Goodbye. You're talking about me for what, Troy? You talking about me with what? I'm not debating you on my channel, Troy, if that's what you're asking. The answer is no. I don't do that. Okay? And I'm being fairly polite. I'm not going to debate you about this. This is my opinion. Okay? BFB will debate you. So debate with BFTB. I don't want all of that, man. Okay? And I respect you. I appreciate what you do as a channel. But I'm not debating you, man. I don't debate people in the LDBC. There's nothing to debate about this, in my opinion. It's a wrap. Tim Bradley stood up and said, first of all, the idea that no fight outside of champions in boxing matter is a strain on logic. Because if no fights other than boxing matter, other than championship fights matter, then why do we have a sport? Or we can keep doing what the WBC does and just add a belt and let everybody have one so we can have some sports. I'm not sure how that could even work in the sport of boxing if a fight doesn't matter unless it's a champion. It's not logical. And 99% of boxers would not have a living. They wouldn't even be able to make a living. How's Jaron Ennis going to make a living and get to become a champion if his fights don't matter? That's not something to debate. That's something that is just obvious in the structure of boxing. It's a silly conversation to have. But BFTB will have it with you and go through it with you step by step. I'm not interested. But I respect your contribution to the sport of boxing. Black Samurai, Bud needs to get active and fight better competition before a big fight comes up and he won't be prepared. I mean, he's a good enough fighter that he'll be prepared to fight anybody. I don't think that there's ever going to be an issue with Bud. That was completely by accident. I didn't even intend to do that. But oh man, YouTube, dog, YouTube. Daryl Henderson said, "Why are fans acting like promoters? It doesn't matter how much money Keith Thurman gets. You're not paying it." I don't get it myself. I don't get it myself. What difference does it matter? I want to see the fight. But boxing is a fickle sport, man. Like, if you want to see a fight, there's going to be just as many people telling you that you're wrong for trying to see a fight. But yet we sit around with no fights. The best fight this year since, well, Corona aside, but how many really good fights do we get like that? Not many. Dre's finest in the building. He said, "I'm late. Work the double salute chat, man. Salute to you, man. Man, them double shifts. That's double money, though. So congratulations on that, man. It's always kind of hard, dude, to like have but thanks for the super chat. This is funny, man. I hope that ain't work. Jupiter B in the super chat, man, said, "We are all Bud fans. We just want a good fight for Bud. We can't defend his reason to say no to everybody. Iron sharpens iron. He's hurting himself." Man, fight. Exactly. Hey, man. I don't understand. I don't understand. I need to check, though. Hold on one second. That thing is so far behind, man. What's Afro Venom talking about? Too many concerns. Hey, man, fuck out of here. Let's bring the truth. Oh, you know what? Here we go. Now I get to the motherfucking truth. Fuck it. Sometimes I don't really get into the conversation, but now I get it. Look, man, Bud gonna have to fucking fight somebody before he gets his fucking Errol Spence. That's just what the fuck it is. Okay? Now I get it. Because I had to take a second and go through the comment section. So I'm like, what the fuck is the tenor of all of this shit? Dude, Bud is gonna have to fight somebody not named Errol Spence. Sorry. He's going to have to do it. And if he doesn't do it, people are going to talk a lot of shit about him. Period. That's the truth of the matter. If Bud ain't going to fight somebody good, people are going to talk shit about Bud. Period. Just like everybody else. Just like every fucking body else. If you ain't fighting nobody and people keep seeing you not fighting nobody, they're going to turn around and say they're going to treat Bud just like they treated Keith Thurman. With all that I'm injured shit and, oh, Errol, you got to wait and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Dude, people give Floyd Mayweather Jr. a ton of shit for not fighting Paul Williams, for not fighting people. People get shit for not fighting people. If Bud is the man, Bud got to fight some fucking body. At welterweight. He's been a champion there since 2008. 2018. 2018. Ain't no more reason for this dude not to have somebody legitimate on his resume there. He's at his fourth fucking title defense, man. He's on his fourth title defense. And as of 4 title defenses, shit. Now that I can cut through all the dumb shit. Because I'm like, what is all this dumb shit? Oh, I understand. This is about Errol Spence Jr. This ain't about Bud. This is about Errol Spence Jr. I forgot. For some of y'all, Errol's always in the room. This is some way because you guys talked all that shit about Errol Spence Jr. Talking about how he was ducking Errol Spence Jr. Talking about how he was ducking Terence Crawford. And in your faces, you see Terence Crawford ducking half of the fucking welterweight division. And your boogeyman argument said, "Roop." Now I get it. I had to put that shit in context. Because I'm sitting there like, how can you not see this motherfucker ain't fighting nobody? Oh, I get it. You guys want to get to shitting on Errol Spence Jr., but you can't shit on Errol Spence Jr. because Bud is ducking every fucking body. While Errol Spence Jr. is fighting Danny Garcia after having fought Sean Porter, after having fought Mikey Garcia, taking one break, fighting Lamont Peterson, and before that, fighting Kell Brook. So Errol's got, who are his title defenses at welterweight again? And Bud won't fight any of them. Bud won't fight guys that Errol Spence Jr. already beat. Can't fight him. He already lost. You won't give me credit for beating this guy. What do I look like beating Gary Russell Jr.? You won't give me any credit. Now I get it. Fuck the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out. Okay, I read the comment section. Now I get it. Fuck out of here. Terence Crawford need to fight some fucking body. Okay? And you need to fucking fess up and admit that he need to fight some damn body. And after he fights somebody, then say he fought somebody. Until then, he's riding off of Julius fucking Ndungo, in my opinion. His last meaningful fight was Julius fucking Ndungo. Fucking stop. He ain't giving people shit near what Errol Spence is. He is not giving fans anywhere near the value that Errol Spence Jr. is giving fight fans. I forgot where I was because I'm all being polite and lovey-dovey with shit. No, fuck that. Fuck that. I know now. Oh, Lord. I hear it. Dog, come on, man. Come on. Man, shit. BFTB. 3:30. 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Central Standard Time. 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Oh, man. Damon Wester said, we know the man fought good fighters. Why we ain't putting pressure on Errol taking the best fight in boxing? Why? Damon Wester, Errol Spence Jr. was just in a car accident. And his car, after he fought Sean Porter in a life or death fucking super exciting fight, his Ferrari flipped over like 14, 15 times. And people were afraid that he was going to die. But he didn't die. He's actually going to be able to fight. And there's a lot of people that wanted him to take a tune-up. And he said, no, I'm not going to take a tune-up, including Terence Crawford. Also said that about Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. was just in a mega fucking car accident. And one of the biggest questions about his fight with Danny Garcia is he even in physically good enough shape to be able to beat a Danny Garcia? What more pressure do you need to put on Errol Spence? People are putting on the pressure getting put on Errol Spence Jr. was to step back. He's doing the exact opposite of what Bud is doing. Errol Spence is making what Errol Spence Jr. just went through with that car accident and his willingness to fight Danny Garcia makes Terence Crawford look like a bitch for saying he won't fight Gary Russell fucking Jr. This dude was just in a life-threatening car accident where any reasonable person would have said, damn, this motherfucker lucky to be alive. There's no way he should be fighting Danny Garcia. And he still fought Danny Garcia. Terence Crawford is in perfect physical shape, ain't never lost a fucking fight, and is fighting bums. And won't give Ray Robinson a fight. he is perfectly healthy, will not give a fight to Ray Robinson. But Errol Spence Jr. is coming off of a potentially life-ending car accident and jumping in the ring with Danny Garcia. And that's all respect, Damon Wester. That's not to you. The vitriol is not to you. It's the audacity to say that to make this shit about Errol Spence. Like, I'm just realizing that this is about Errol Spence. No, you don't get out of this. No, you don't get to fucking get this is like this fucking stupid ass arguments I used to have where people would tell me, and multiple people, not one of you Bud fans or Errol Spence Jr. haters, that's what you are, would tell me that Errol Spence Jr. needs to call out Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford doesn't need to call out Errol Spence because that's not what Terence Crawford does. Terence Crawford just doesn't call out people. It's Errol that needs to call out him. Like, hold on, what? You're telling me what's good for what that Terence Crawford is operating under a different set of rules? Man, y'all need to stop doing this to Bud, man. You make it hard to be a Bud fan. Dude, nobody's making this stupid argument about Lomachenko. You realize the argument that you guys are making, and I'm telling you this shit is friends. The stupid arguments that some of y'all are making about Terence Crawford are arguments that nobody would make about Lomachenko. No fucking way would you let Lomachenko get away with that shit and not say something about it. If Devin Haney was the #1 fighter in the fucking welterweight division, and he refused to fight, but yet you also don't have Devin Haney. You got Gervonta Tank Davis, you've got Teofimo Lopez, and you've got Robert Easter. And Vasily Lomachenko comes up, wins the WBO belt, and refuses to fight anybody other than Devin Haney. And takes easy fight after easy fight after easy fight, and is looking for another easy fight. He wins the belt with an easy fight. He gets his first title defense with an easy fight. He gets his second title defense with an easy fight, and his third title defense with an over the hill dude that'd been knocked out by a guy you turned down. You're telling me if all that shit was on Lomachenko, you guys would be supporting that? No way. No way. No way would you support that. You would be calling Lomachenko a duck artist. I would be calling him a duck artist. But you think you can, but for Terence Crawford, it's okay? Let me go through again who he said he would not fight. He will not fight Sean Porter. Not now, not never. He will not fight Gary Russell Jr. Not now, not never. He will not fight Keith Thurman. Not now, not never. Manny Pacquiao ain't never going to fight him. The only duty that Terence Crawford has is to wait till Errol Spence Jr. beats everybody else. So Bud can fight for all the belts at one time. Don't think we don't know that's part of the fucking deal, Bud. That Errol's already got 2 of the belts. So either he's going to fight a guy for the WBA with Manny Pacquiao, and then Terence is going to fight nobody with the WBO, and then it's going to be Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford for all the belts. Get the fuck out of here. Acting like people don't see what the fuck you're doing. And that's why you don't want to fight Sean. That's why you don't want to fight Danny. That's why you don't want to fight Keith Thurman. That's why you don't want to fight Ray Robinson. That's why you don't want to fight Gary Russell Jr. You want to have in-house Bob Arum fights that you can win and get your guaranteed paycheck while you wait around for Errol Spence Jr. to do all the fucking work and you can capitalize. Because that's the truth. Errol Spence Jr. is the pay-per-view. Who's the pay-per-view star? Errol. Who's the draw? Who can sell 6,000? Who sold 50,000 tickets? Errol. Who is the big talk of boxing? Errol. But you're going to wait. So you're going to wait for him to unify 3 of the belts, having to beat guys like Kell Brook, who you would not, who maybe you'll fight now. Maybe you'll fight him now. I'll wait to see. I'll wait and see that fight when that fight is made. Maybe you'll fight Kell Brook. Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't play people stupid, man. People ain't stupid. You just think they are. People ain't stupid. You just think they are. What Bud is doing is obvious. It's obvious. He doesn't want to take a serious fight and put his fight for undisputed in jeopardy, either by looking bad or losing. Because if he doesn't fight anybody and he gets the Errol Spence Jr. fight and he beats Errol Spence Jr., then in one fight, one decent fight that he would have had, he would have been undisputed in 2 different weight classes and a pay-per-view star. You not that fucking smart, Bud. People see the shit. Stop being slick and trying to out fucking think everybody. You're not going to outthink people. They're going to call you for a duck. You're not going to be a hypocrite and point to the fact that that other fighters are doing that shit and not say Bud's doing it. See, some of y'all just think I'm like some racist dude that just is so supportive of black fighters and I'm going to criticize anything. I am not about to sit up here and get on people for ducking Gary Russell Jr. with all that shit Leo Santa Cruz did and not say that Terence Crawford and not point it out with Terence Crawford. Trying to be opportunistic. Being opportunistic. Trying to work smart and not hard. Be smart. Work smart. Don't work hard. Why would I fight 4 of those guys that are tough if I only have to fight 1? And Errol's already told me he's going to give me the fight. Because you missed that part too. Errol Spence already said he would fight Terence Crawford. He said the fight is going to happen. That's where Bud's mindset is. Bud's mindset is he's already got the fight. Exactly. D-style boxing. No, exactly. He said, I'll meet you in the Super Bowl, but I ain't making playoffs, winning, no divisional playoffs, no conference championships. Just see you at the Super Bowl. They think people are stupid. You think people are stupid. That's why I rocks with D-style, by the way. Because D-style ain't stupid. Not remotely stupid. You know what I mean? Stop. Anyway, I was not going to go in on Bud Crawford like that. I wasn't going to go in on Bud like that. I've been nice to Bud. This is the first time that I laid out this theory for anybody. Has anybody heard me say that about Bud before? Is anybody in all the conversations we've had, has anybody had me lay out exactly what I think his duck plan is? No, never did it. Been thinking this shit for a minute. Ain't never said it about him. That he's a fucking con. That he's conning people. That he already thinks he's got the Errol Spence Jr. fight set. So he's going to make guaranteed paydays, just like Bud, just like B0MAC said on Trill Boxing Talk, and walk it all the way there. And Terence Crawford is a con artist. And that's the con that they're running. And they think Errol Spence Jr. is dumb enough to allow him to do it. Because Errol Spence Jr. is one of these guys that likes Terence Crawford. He likes him. Likes him. Wants to make the fight. The PBC is the one like, fuck Bud. Fuck Bud. You know what I mean? No. And we ain't going to make the fight until Bud can sell some fucking tickets because he's not going to come up in here and get super fucking paid off all the work we did. For Top Rank? You think Top Rank's cheating ass is just going to roll up in here with some cornball shit? Fuck out of here, man. Hell no. But I never said it because I like Bud. I didn't want to expose him for an absolute fucking fraud. At least that particular play he's running. And get mad at me and say I'm lying. Tell me that Errol Spence Jr. did not already say multiple times that he was going to fight Terence Crawford and that fight was going to happen. That he was going to clean up his side of the street and then he was going to get Terence Crawford. And Terence Crawford sat there and said, you're right. Clean up that side of the street, Errol. Go through 3 or 4 really hard fights while I fight nobody. And work on my game plan for you. And make a whole bunch of money off your dumb ass. Ain't that what you're thinking? Ain't that what y'all thinking? Ain't that what y'all thinking? Tell me that ain't what you thinking. Tell me y'all ain't had that discussion. See, but it's out there now. But it's out there now. Leave me the fuck alone is the answer to that. Leave me the fuck alone is the answer to that. Remember, everybody kept blaming Bud like Bob, like Bud had no control. Nah, dude. He already told you that this is what he was going to do. He said it on Trill Boxing Talk. He said, why not sit and get guaranteed money? That's what he said. B0MAC already admitted this. If I wanted to put it out there, I could do one of them fucking petty files. Go ask Black Fight Fan TV for permission, and then tell you when he said that he was going to do that. Just like Eddie Hearn said, he had a 6-fight plan and a multiple-year plan for Anthony Joshua, and he did not include Deontay Wilder in it. They said that. B0MAC already said what he was going to try to do. That's why. And what did Sean Porter say in the interview? He said just yesterday, he said he talked to Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford told him that he had another plan. It's not our time to fight because I've got another plan. Well, I wonder what the plan could be. To fight no fucking body, let Errol Spence Jr. do all the work, and if Errol Spence Jr. loses for some reason, then maybe he'll go try to clean them belts up. Maybe he'll go try to clean them belts up. But the last thing Terence Crawford wants is for Errol Spence Jr. to lose because that's his retirement fucking check. And that's why he won't fight Gary Russell Jr., because if he even looks halfway bad against Gary Russell Jr., a little guy like that, they're going to be like, you had a hard time. You went 8 rounds with Gary Russell Jr. Who the fuck are you? So he doesn't have anything, but only thing he has is to lose by fighting Gary Russell Jr. If you look at every one of the situations, Keith Thurman, if Keith Thurman makes him look bad, only thing he can do is lose, because then Errol Spence Jr., then Keith Thurman might get the Errol Spence Jr. fight. Which Keith Thurman is in line for. Don't lunch. Nah, dog. Your boy Terence he's from Top Rank. He's from Top Rank. Top Rank. And he re-signed with Top Rank because they laid out this plan at Top Rank. Just the same way that they plan out who else they want people to fight and who they're going to get championship fights for in their second fight and pass a WBO belt to the next WBO holder, to the next WBO holder, to the next WBO holder. We out here trying to look out for Terence Crawford because Terence Crawford's a black dude and he's a great fighter. But don't act like you ain't getting over, dog. Okay, we saw the Mayweather game. We saw Mayweather. Everybody knew what Floyd Mayweather was doing, why Floyd Mayweather did it. And that's Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s worst mark on his whole career is what he gave up for making all the money. Because he gave up really hardcore boxing fans knowing that he beat everybody that there was to beat at welterweight. He chose not to do it because that was his retirement plan. Bud Crawford is 32 years old. He only wants to fight for about another 3 years. That's what he's trying to do. But we're supposed to act like we don't see that, or I'm supposed to act like it's Errol Spence. Oh, that's what you think I'm going to do? You think I'm going to sit up here and act like it's Errol Spence Jr. doing it? The guy that just fought Sean Porter? By the way, Errol Spence Jr. wanted to fight Sean Porter before the Mikey Garcia fight. And instead of the Mikey Garcia fight, Errol Spence Jr. wanted to take a lower money fight off of pay-per-view against Sean Porter over a pay-per-view fight with Mikey Garcia because he wanted to fight Sean Porter. He wanted to knock out and beat up Sean Porter because he's a young, hungry fighter. And his car flipped over 15 fucking times, and he got out that motherfucker alive, thank God. And now it's like, no, I don't need no tune-ups. If any of y'all think I need a tune-up, you gonna be sorry. But not Bud. You think Bud's gonna do anything like that, dude? You think Bud is gonna go look? You think Bud is gonna have a fight set up with, because Mikey Garcia was a pay-per-view fight. That's a pay-per-view fight that Errol Spence Jr. said he didn't even want to have because he would rather fight Sean Porter on regular Showtime. You think Terence Crawford is going to turn down a fight with Manny Pacquiao so he can fight Keith Thurman? You think he's going to turn down a fight with a mega fight? Or how about this? You think Terence Crawford would turn down a mega fight with Vasily Lomachenko to fight Keith Thurman? Quiz for all my Terence Crawford fans. Do you think Terence Crawford would do that? Vasily Lomachenko's at 135. And he said, I want to go up and fight Vasily Lomachenko. I want to go fight Terence Crawford. And Terence Crawford says, no. I want to fight Keith Thurman. Not a motherfucking chance. He would take that money for Vasily Lomachenko tomorrow. Right away, dude. That's not Errol Spence Jr. And that's why Errol Spence Jr. got fans, dude. Even his fighting style, dog. Dude, he could outbox people. He's like, nah, I'm going back to steamrolling niggas. That's what he said. I'm going back to steel. Dude, the dude is a fighter, man. And you're just trying to catch the dude. You're just trying to catch the dude slipping. Well, let him do all the work. Let him build the fight up. Because that's the only one giving you fights to build up the fight. What fight has Terence Crawford? And let me ask you, Bud fans. Really, you Errol Spence Jr. haters, since I really know who we're talking to. We're not talking to Bud fans. We're talking to people hating on Errol Spence Jr. What fight has Terence Crawford given you since he's been at welterweight that would make you want to see him fight Errol Spence Jr.? If you didn't know anything about him, what fight did he take that's on the level of an Errol Spence Jr. Sean Porter fight? Or a Mikey Garcia fight? Even a Mikey Garcia fight. Has Terence Crawford ever fought anybody that could beat Mikey Garcia? Serious question. Has Terence Crawford beaten anybody that you would put your money on to beat Mikey Garcia? Top prank. Top prank. He's doing you know what he's doing? He's trying to do the Errol Spence Jr. what Tyson Fury did with Deontay Wilder. In the lead up to their second fight, what did Deontay Wilder do in the lead up to that fight? Dominic Brazil, Luis Ortiz. Who did Tyson Fury fight? Who did Top Rank give Tyson Fury to fight? Otto Wallin, Tom Schwarz. Right? Right? Same thing. And y'all want to go, you want to go along with it. And you want to go along with it. That's why I told you. It's Top Rank. Same shit. Check Bud's gloves. You want me to go full-fledged? And when it gets time for the fight, check his gloves. And when it's time for the fight with Terence Crawford, make him change his gloves. You know what I mean? That's how much Top Rank this is. That's how much Top Rank this is. Because I fully believe Top Rank has something to do, in my opinion, with Tyson Fury. Just like they had something to do with Mayorga, and just like they had something to do with Luis Resto. When it's time for the fight, check the gloves. And don't drink nobody's water. Fucking around with Top Rank. What? Leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? Leave me alone. Anyway, I will be at BFTB's channel today at 4:30 on the dot. BFTB puts links for debates in the chat. The offer is still there to anybody that wants to take it. BFTB's channel is somewhere I can cuss, somewhere that I can be as free as I want to be. Just got to beat BFTB in a debate. Trust me, I am the prize. I am the prize. But let me assure you, you're not getting past BFTB. You're not getting past them. And I think I'm about the only motherfucker around here that could. And even then, I just think I got to watch BFTB. He's damn good. Damn good. Got to be on my P's and Q's with BFTB. So I know if you can get past BFTB, I might actually schedule a time and place and put money on it. I like putting money on it. I like money. Money talks, bullshit walks. I ain't taking y'all's money, though. I ain't taking y'all's money. However, BFTB, I'll be at BFTB's today. Does anybody got a link to BFTB's channel where they can put it in the chat? And anybody that wants to debate? Yeah, BFTB is right there waiting for you, dude. We do this. We do it daily. Nice audience, too. Nice audience, too. But I prefer my bodies big. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like Dan Raphael-sized bodies. See, those are the cats that I like to body. Like, clack. I like to cause that type of uproar. You know what I mean? Just your average, everyday, brush you off type of ass whooping on the debate shit. That's not fun for me. I need the big guys. I need the big guys. Because otherwise, you're going to get tripped up. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to get tripped up. And I could be wrong. Ask blood boxing. I love blood. Ask blood. Blood knows. Everybody that has ever fucked with me on that knows. You can be dead fucking right, and you will still take a loss over here. Because this is what I do for a living. Niggas put motherfuckers in jail that they know are innocent because you can't beat them in an argument. Oh no, I've got the biggest body. I got the biggest body bag on YouTube easy. Literally and figuratively. Is Bud still your pound for pound? Yes, it is. Yes, he is. I have love for Bud. But I do ask people to not try to call me to the mat on Bud. Because I will light shit up for fucking motherfucking sure. Like, I like myself more than I like anybody else. So, you know what I mean? I like myself more than I like everybody else. So, if you present some anti-Errol Spence shit and try to dress it up like it's some pro-Bud shit, but what you're really doing is just trying to find a way to argue that Errol needs to fight Bud right now, and so the problem's Errol, it's not Bud. But in doing so, you're willing to accept anything that Bud does because he's Bud. That is something that's going to get sliced, diced, flipped over, mixed up in a fucking blender, and poured over dog food. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, nah, man, it's Because body bag. Said it's a body bag. I mean, it's a body bag. Yeah, y'all know me. Y'all know me though. No, it's like seriously, man. Sometimes I feel like this, man, for real. Sometimes I feel like, could you imagine, like, if I was Terence Crawford and I walked up to Terence Crawford and I challenged him to fight? Like, I want to fight you. Would it be fair for Bud to fight me? For Bud to be like, yeah, let me sit down with Fannon and let me beat the fuck out of him because I think in my mind that this dude is some real threat to me. No. The most Bud should do if he was letting me in the ring is punch me in my stomach real quick, in the shit, make me throw it up. It's my problem. Oops, my bad. I come clean the shit up and put it away. Right? That's what Bud should do. Dog, that's what I feel when some of y'all talk to me. Like, you don't know, I'm a professional. I'm a professional. I'm trained at this. Dialectics, I'm trained at dialectics. If you try half of the cute, he said he'll fight you. Yeah, if you try any cute shit with me, it's gonna fall apart. And I'm gonna tell you exactly why it falls apart. I'm gonna name your fallacies. And I would do that with y'all. Like, I do that for fun. Like, some of y'all are so bad at it that I would just talk, instead of debating you, I would just sit and say ad hominem, circular reasoning. That's a straw man. That's an appeal to a fallacy of appeal to authority. And we would never actually get to talk about the subject matter. We would never even get a chance to talk about the subject matter. Because you would have to rephrase your sentence 10 times before I'd even have to respond to it. I've done it to people on Twitter. And it's open forum over there on me. It's open forum. Anybody can come get some over there. And they come get some and they get bodied. And I'm not bullshitting. Check my record. Check my record. Google me, nigga. link in me, nigga. Link in me. How you do that? People say Google me. What do you when you link it, check my profile, some shit like that? Anyway, man, it is what it is, man. Much love to everybody in the chat. I will be at BFTB's channel. Very serious about that. I will be at BFTB's channel. No, hey, Daryl Henderson. No, it's not. That's not. No, it's really. It's debate. It's dialectics. It's reasoning. It's logic is what it is. It's not that. You use it in that regard, but it's the structures of arguments. So if your argument is fallacious, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's true or not, because the way that you presented it is fallacious, and you're going to have to rephrase it. Like people think that you can call people names and talk bad to them and win a debate. I'd look at that. You just look at that shit and be like, you're attacking me. You're not attacking the argument. You're just attacking me. So let me know when you want to get around to the point. You know what I mean? If you can explain that to the people that are listening to you, they'll see what you're doing. And once they see what you're doing, then they will be laughing at you and tell you, man, dog, ad hominem. You remember I've had debates where I've talked back with motherfuckers and had niggas in the chat naming the fallacies as we go down. Like I love doing that shit on Twitter. And then they send, they send attorneys at me like I'm a fake. And they eat and they take one too. And then they take one. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is. You know what it is. But anyway, man, I talked way too much shit about myself today. I missed super chats. I did. Here, let me go to the super chats and then we'll get on about the business. Was I polite though? I tried to be polite. I really did. I tried to be polite. I hope that I was polite. I endeavored for this conversation not to be, I didn't want to be heavy-handed, and I did not want to be disrespectful, because I do believe that we should all support one another. Artabo, much love in that super chat. Jokes we got, just jokes we got, we get money. Fannon ain't lying, just supporting, brother. Thank you so much for that super chat. Just jokes, we get money. Michael James 616 said, Bud, my guy, but right now he's moving like you know it. Much love in that super chat. George Green said, Bud and his fans seemingly are terrified that he may lose if he fights a top welterweight before the Spence fight. That's the Spence hate, it's fear. No doubt, man. Nah, there's a little something next. There's a little something extra to that, though. There's a little extra besides that in there. There's a little extra besides that, and I ain't got nothing to do with it. So keep it away from me. Bud said 1, the money not there for Spence fight. 2, turn down 60-40. 3, said he don't want Spence next. Then he turned Spence down 3 different ways. Jupiter B. Much love in that super chat. But he didn't actually turn down Spence. But he was he just said that he wasn't fighting for 60-40. It had to be 50-50, which is crazy. That could be considered a duck come on, man. For real, be real. And I don't want to tell people how to negotiate, what they should negotiate for, but that's a no-go. That right there, 55-45 is about the best Terence Crawford can hope for, especially if he ain't gonna fight nobody. Terence Crawford should have to fight Sean Porter to earn 45%. You know what I mean? To get the fight, he deserves the fight. I would never say he doesn't deserve the fight. Obviously, he deserves the fight. But if you're gonna try to be slick and not do shit while Errol does all the work, hell no, you ain't getting 60-40. Hell no, I did all the damn work. You know what I'm saying? I did all of the work. No. It wasn't no AJ type of situation, right? It wasn't no AJ type of situation. Errol Spence Jr. had to go out and find those. Those dudes did not want to fight him. He had to give, and he gave up a lot to fight Sean Porter. Sean Porter made a killing off that fight because Errol made a lot off that fight. My understanding is because Errol Spence wanted the fight to happen and set up the situation where Sean Porter would have earned more money than otherwise if Errol Spence Jr. didn't really want to fight him, because wasn't nobody calling for Errol Spence Jr. to fight Sean Porter, but Errol Spence, because Errol Spence wanted Sean Porter when he was looking for a belt. Steve J said, Crawford said himself he ain't fighting Errol for his first fight back. Come on, now there is no way around this Crawford nonsense. Man, he been lost that, dog. Ben lost it, CJ. Ben lost that argument. We know the man fought good fighters. Why aren't we putting, okay, we got to that. And Damon Wester, much respect on Damon Wester. Damon Wester I don't mean any ill will towards Damon Wester. I do not. I want to make sure that you understand that, man. Bud should have been fighting Sean Porter this weekend, but exactly. But he's got a bum to fight. He's got somebody that can't beat him to fight. So he can make sure that the Errol Spence Jr. fight stays intact. Drake Finest. Juber B said, we're all, damn, I missed a lot of super chats. I'm sorry, man. I was going in on one, man. So sorry. Just want a good fight for Bud. We can't defend his reason to say not no to everyone. Iron sharpens iron. He's hurting himself. Exactly. Dre's fine said, I'm late from work. A double salute. I got that. Cool. Much love. General Law, I'm not going to repeat that, but you know, it is what it is there, man. Yeah. General Law, well, God, dog. Yeah, that's kind of a personal attack. I don't want to do that. But then again, he talked shit about me. So Troy, or is he talking about General Law? No, Troy ducked the sparring from EJ. Hey, man, General Law said that, not me. And Jupiter B, what is it? Where'd it go? Troy Killertainment said he's talking about me. My response to it is talk to BFTB. That shit ain't happening. And that's it. I think I got everything else. Oh, no, I didn't. For such great fighters, Bud has shit pay-per-view numbers alone. Okay, I got that. I think I got everything after that. Thank you guys so much, man. Damn, y'all game support is so heavy, man. Thank you guys so much for your support. And I'm sorry that I slack on the reading of the super chats, man. It's just, I'm sorry. My situation where I can see them readily is not very good. But anyway, man, I'm running way over. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. Thank you guys very much. BFTB, you know what I mean? But I'm going to repeat my policy. And this is for everybody. I've said this to everybody. I don't let people on my channel that I'm not having a conversation with. Professional fighters, I've said no. I don't do interviews. I don't do debates. I don't do that. My channel is not for that. And I don't think you guys are very good at it. So it's not fair fight. Let me throw that back in there. And that's not what you do. So to do that to you would mean that you're going to wind up looking bad and you won't even be able to communicate your point effectively. And that's just not and that's just really and truly not fair. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. Much love in the super chat. Much love to everybody in the chat. See you at BFTB. And with that, I'm out. Peace.